Want to grow your business and take it to the next level? Well, here we all are, and we're going to show you how through hard work, perseverance, and a little help and know-how, you can take things to the next level and push the success of your business even further. Let's get going.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Life of Great podcast. I'm so glad you made it to this week's episode. As usual, we are interviewing guests from all over the world, people who have potentials in changing people's life. And today we're talking about business because I know a lot of us were entrepreneurs and we want to grow our business, want to make more money so we can enjoy the life we really want, so we can tap into our unique purpose and do the things that we are called to do. So today we're talking about creating a business that aligns with your values. And there's a special guest in the studio with me. Her name is Sameera Singh from London, UK. And I'm so glad she joined me in this episode because I know she is going to be giving us a lot of value. So Sameera, just say hi to everyone that will be listening to this episode and just give a little introduction about yourself. Then we'll kick off from there.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be a part of this amazing podcast and to be here in front of this amazing community. To tell you all a bit about myself, my name is Sameera. You can call me Sam. I am based in London. I'm a money mindset and a business coach. I work with people's money personalities, and with using people's money personalities, I help them create a business which is aligned to their values and which feels authentic to them. That is what I'm most passionate about. I also have a book coming out in October on how people can use their money personalities to grow an authentic business aligned to their values. And the book would be called Money Mastery.
All right. That's a beautiful one. So we're going to get started with the conversation right away. And we're going to start by talking about our values. Now, a lot of people have different values. When one relate this to business, sometimes it doesn't really hold. So I want to just talk about creating a business, just a general overview or introduction to creating a business that aligns with our values. So what can we really do, or what can we think about when we are planning to start a business that aligns with our values?
Yes. So to create a business which is aligned to your values, firstly, you need to know what values you have. And we all have different values, especially when it comes to money. And often our values relating to our business and how we feel about money are determined from a money personality. And once you know what your money personality is, it also helps you get clear on what are your values, what are the things which you feel most aligned about. And once you know about that, you can create a business which is aligned to your values rather than changing your values to suit your business. One of the first things all business owners should do is to create a vision for their business, a mission, and also know what their values are and which of these values they want the business to have. And they can do this by finding their money personality and then creating a business strategy which aligns with these values. Your values impact all part of your business. Can be who you work with. It will also impact what business model you have. It will also impact what marketing you do. It will also impact how you want to sell your business. It will impact your custom services. For example, if one of your values is this, you want to sell authentically, then you won't do something which is very common in market right now, which is selling people blank offers. So where you just say that I have something amazing and you pay me £50 and then I'll tell you what it is. Some people do it, but if your value is being visible and being authentic, this is one of the things which you won't do. But if your value is being risk-taking, then perhaps you would do this. So your values impact everything in your business. And all the big businesses which you see, which seems seamless, where they feel that the messaging is aligned to everything. The reason is this, that those businesses have got very clear on their values. And then they plan everything around these values.
Wow, that's really insightful. I love the way you're just going straight to the point. We're just getting started and you're already hitting the nail on the head. Oh, you talk about creating a mission and a vision statement. I believe these are essential elements that helps us to create values that will align with the kind of business we want to do. So how do we go about creating a vision or a mission statement that can help us craft the perfect value, or help us understand the kind of value that is needed to run a particular business?
Yes. So to create your vision, mission, and values, first you need to know what vision and mission are. So your vision is something which is more short term. So for example, my mission may be this, that I want to help women and men create a 6-figure business which is authentic. So this is like a 3 to 5 year goal. But your mission is something bigger. Your mission is why did you started your business in the first place? So you do want, for example, you do want people to create 6-figure business, but why? And for me, the reason is this: I want people to create a 6-figure business so that they can live a life where they have freedom to live life according to their values and in their own terms, where they can lead their own life and they're not answerable to anyone. So that's what my mission is, to create freedom for people so that they can leave their impact on the world. And which ties up with my vision, which is to help them become 6-figure business entrepreneurs. And what your vision and mission is and how you get people to reach them, that's determined by your values. So my values, for example, may be this, that their authenticity, or it may be honesty. So I would help people reach this vision and mission by using strategies which are aligned to, let's say, values of being authentic and values of being honest and giving a great customer service.
All right, that's beautiful. Okay, we're going to talk about money personalities, because I've heard you talk about this as we continue to progress. I know a lot of people will be confused. They don't know what money personality is. So can you just give us more information on money personalities? What is it and how does it affect our businesses?
So a money personality is basically how we relate to money and what relationship we have with money. So those of you who know a bit about psychology, you know we have different personality types. So for example, you have MBTI, personality assessment system, which talks about how we relate, how we do our work, and whether we are introverts or extroverts. So someone can be ENFP or someone can be INFP. You have different categories. We also have this personality system which determines how you communicate with people. Again, you have different types. Similarly, money personality is your personality system, which determines how you relate to money. It is formed by all the subconscious inputs which we have had until we reach the age of 7. This can be societal impacts, generational impacts, impacts from our parents, impact from basically everything in our surrounding. And a lot of times it is also cultural and geographical. And our money personality then is formed, and that determines all our relationship with money. It determines how we relate to money, how we feel about money, how we buy, how we want to spend money, how we want to save money, how do we want to earn money, what we are comfortable doing with money. And they also determine what would be a profitable business profile, what would be a best business model, what would be our ideal client, what visibility and marketing strategies or passive income models will work for you. There are 8 money personalities. The first one is banker. This is also called as the saver. And these are the people who love to save. The second is a visionary or inner idealist. These are the people who like to use money as a tool to bring a social change or to reach a social goal or to develop society or develop a group of people. Third is the superstar or the inner big shot. These are the people who like to use money to stand out. So for them, money is a tool to stand out in the crowd. These are our friends who would always be buying these expensive designer bags or designer watches and putting them on Instagram. They're just being true to their personality. There's no right or wrong here. The fourth is the uniter. These are the people who put relationships over money. And for them, relationships can be formed around transactions which involve money, but they will always prioritize the relationship. Fourth are inner rebels, and these are the people who like to break rules to earn money. They want to earn money in different ways, in more risk-taking ways. A perfect example would be Elon Musk. He loves creating new things, taking risks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he's a perfect example of that. The sixth is a carer. Carer are the people who like to use money as a tool to take care of people. They love to nurture people. And these are the people who are always spending money on others, never on themselves, because for them, money is just a tool to show their love and to care for people they love. Seventh, essentialist, hedonist. These are the people who also like to spend money like the superstars, but it's not to show off. They just like being comfortable. They just like having a great example. So this is your friend who would always take a cab even when you can take the public transport, simply because they just like being comfortable, or who would always travel in business class, not because they want to show off, but because they want to be comfortable. And eighth are rulers. For them, money is a tool to leave a legacy, to create a business empire, or to something from which they can almost build strong foundations. So these people, they tend to be a bit conservative about money, but at the same time, they're not as conservative as savers, but they like to use money to leave a legacy, to leave their imprint on the world. So these are the 8 money personalities.
Wow, this is really interesting. I'm really learning a lot. I bet these are not things we can get from most books, and you're just giving it to us for free. And I really appreciate that. So next we'll talk about we've talked about money personalities. We want to talk about how we can create a business that aligns with our money values and our money personality. How we can create a business. How can we do this? Because I know a lot of people just go into business blindly, and a couple of months the business fold up. So I want a lot of people to avoid this. So how can we create a business that aligns with our money personalities and our values?
Very good question. So there are 3 things we can do to create a business which aligns with our money personality. So the first is, of course, to find what your money personality is. And as I mentioned, there's a free assessment which you can take to find what your money personality is, and to get to know what its strengths are and what its shadow side is. I don't like to use the word weakness, because I think we are all made up of light and shadow. So like we all have a strengths, which is a light side, and we all have a shadow side, which are the things which we can work on. And once you know your money personality, you need to check what are the values you associate with your money personality. Here we comes down to the first part of what we discussed, and then think, like, instead of trying to copy what someone's telling you to do, think what feels more aligned to me. I often see in the business world now, especially if it's an online business world, people say that, oh, you do these 5 things and they will work for everyone. But it doesn't happen like this. We're all different. What works for me will not work for you, and what works for you will not work for me. So know what your money personality is. Be very honest about the fact that this is your money personality. These are your strengths. And this is what you feel comfortable doing. And then look at the different options you have. So for example, if you look at a business model, you look at the fact that, okay, so you can either do, let's take example of a coaching. So you can do one-to-one coaching, you can do group coaching, you can do memberships. And some people may say that, oh, group coachings is the way to go. Or some people will say memberships are the way to go. But take a step back and see that, oh, for my personality and for me to be authentic, actually this business model will work the best. For example, if you take someone who is a uniter, these are the people who relationships above money, they would be more comfortable doing one-to-one coaching because they feel more comfortable building relationships. That's what their strength is. And if you force them to use a strategy where you ask them to create a group coaching program that may not feel authentic to them. Similarly, someone who's a superstar who likes being center of attention, for them, perhaps a group coaching program would work best. It is about working out the model which works best for you. Similarly, if you come to things like marketing, the marketing strategies which works for a saver would be totally different for the ones, let's say, which work for a carer, because these people are motivated by different things and they may feel uncomfortable doing marketing strategies which are aligned to a different personality type. So, for example, a superstar who loves to show off and a saver who likes saving money, if you tell a saver that, start putting on Instagram so that your audience get to know you, everything which you're buying or everywhere you're going for dinner, it's not really work for them, right? Long term, because it's not sustainable. To build a sustainable business, and this is why I think a lot of businesses fail, you have to find a business model, and everything from your ideal client to your business model, to your marketing, to your sales, something which aligns to you, something which feels authentic to you, because then you would do it sustainably for a long-term time. When something doesn't feel authentic to us, or something, if you do something which doesn't relate to us, we give up at the first instance because it doesn't feel something which is aligned to who we are. I used to often, before I started a business, and I had business coaches who were telling me to do things in a certain way. And I always had a mental block, and we all have this block, right? Someone has asked us to do something and we don't want to do it. And if we look at ourselves, it's because it's something which doesn't align with us. And that's why I started trying to find about money personalities. And once I started finding that, I became very honest about what works for me and what doesn't. And that helped me in getting more consistent and persistent.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Wow, I'm beginning to think that we might not be able to exhaust everything because you're just giving out so much value. And I myself am learning a whole lot from this conversation. Now, we have talked about our personalities, how we can start a business that is aligned with our personalities and our value in order to minimize the chances of failure. Now, let's take, for example, I have a business and I sell clothes, I sell shoes, and I sell merchandise. So how can I sell authentically? What can I do to make sure I'm able to tap into the potential of the market and sell authentically?
Very good question. So for someone like you, the first thing again would be to find out what your money personality. And once you find out what your money personality is, there are sabotages which each money personality has. There's some things which each money personality says that they feel very uncomfortable doing because it's something outside their comfort zone. So it's to become aware of these things which are stopping you from taking the action. And once you become aware of them, you find out that what are the different models of marketing and selling. So for example, different modes of marketing can be, you can advertise on social media, you can do podcasts, you can do the network marketing, you can do things like write blogs, or you can do Facebook ads, you can also do referral services. You look at all the different models which are there, and you look at the fact that these are the models which are working in the market right now, of which these three feel most aligned to, and you start concentrating on them. So to summarize, 3 steps are like, you find your money personality, you find out what are your marketing sabotages so that you can work on them. And then you look at what are the different models of marketing which are working in your field right now. And then you decide that these are the models which I will follow because this is what feels more aligned to me. So for example, you obviously like doing podcasts, which is a great way of doing it. It's always best to concentrate on 2-3 marketing modes at one point rather than trying to do everything. Then it sometimes doesn't work, because if you're trying to do everything at the same time, then you're not able to give it the attention which is needed. So best is to try to use 2 or 3 marketing modes and try them at least for 4 to 5 months and see if it's working. And if it's not, then you can see how you want to tweak it. the biggest thing about the marketing is to get very, very clear on what your ideal client wants and what is the pain point that your product is going to solve, which is same whether you are a service-based business or a product-based business. Your product is going to solve some problem for them and is going to make them feel a certain way. And to get very clear about that messaging, and you can get that messaging out in any marketing form which appeals to you. At the same time, do some market research to find out what is the marketing mode which your ideal customers are using. So for example, if your ideal customers are more on Facebook, so you may want to concentrate a bit more on Facebook. Or if your ideal customers are read a lot certain magazines, so you may want to like do an article there or run an ad there. So these are the 5 things which I would focus on.
All right. That's really beautiful. That's wonderful. You've said a lot. I'll just ask one more question. Then I think we'll start wrapping up the show because we took a lot of time and I really appreciate the things you said so far. So now there are a lot of people out there that are scared of starting a business because they think they might likely fail. Maybe they've looked around and everyone in the circle started a business and yet they are yet to be successful. So what advice can you give to someone that you believe will encourage that person in their pursuit for wealth and financial stability?
So for people who are looking for financial stability, the biggest mindset block which I often come across is this, that for some reason people feel that, and this is again to do with your subconscious belief and your money personality, sometimes people feel that this will not happen for them. So you need, they will say like, and that this mindset is one of the biggest reason why if you give the same financial advice or the same strategies to 2 different people, they get 2 totally different results from it, because mindset is basically 95% of what determines your results. The first thing is this, that if you want to become a financially stable person, create a statement saying that I am a financially stable person or I'm a financially rich person. What the statement is something which is what you want your future self to be, and it doesn't have to make sense to anyone as long as it makes sense to you. You can even use something like, oh, money comes to me effortlessly, easily. Whatever works for you. Make a statement, then read the statement and see, does it energizes you? How do you feel about it? And if you're happy with it, then write that statement somewhere where you can see it every day. Read it aloud every morning and every evening, and start seeing evidence that this statement is coming true. I always tell my clients to keep a book of evidence, which is basically whatever you want to come true, you start looking for the evidence that it is coming true. And against the evidence it is just something which appeals to you. It may not make sense to anyone else. So for example, if you want to get more money, you start seeing, oh, I got a discount there, which is evidence that more money is coming my way. So it is what you think of as evidence. And also start thinking, how would this person act? How would they behave? What are the daily activities they would do? And try becoming that person now. Come from that energy of being that person now.
All right. Thank you so much. You've done a great job, and I'm so glad came on the Life of Great podcast. I believe there are places we can get more resources. There's a way we can connect with you to learn more. If you have a book, like you said, your book is coming up. So how can people contact you? How can people get in touch with you? Your email, website, or just tell us how those that will be listening can contact you for more information about topics like this.
Yes, so I'd love to be contacted. So people can do 3 things. They can either contact me on my email, Sameera Singh Coach. I will send you the email and you can share it with others. Or they can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is In Her Successful Shoes. Again, I'll send that to you. And you can also take a free assessment to find what your money personality is and what are its main traits. I'll share the link with you and maybe you can share that with everyone.
All right. Thank you so much. You've done a wonderful, excellent job. And I'm so glad having you on the Life of Great podcast. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor and a privilege, and I hope people found it useful.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, the audience. Thank you for listening. Everyone that will be listening to this podcast, I really appreciate you tuning in live to your Life of Great podcast. So we'll be having more episodes to come on later dates. So please, if you are yet to subscribe, I would love you to just click the subscribe button if you're listening from any podcast platform, Spotify, Acast, Amazon, or Apple Podcast. Please just drop a review and wait for further episode. Every link you need to connect with Sameera Singh will be in the link of the description of this podcast. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and stay empowered. Till next time, I'll see you in the next episode.
And that's it for this week's episode. Add us to your podcatcher or on iTunes now so that you can make sure you never miss out on another second of our wonderful podcast. We would hate for you to miss out. Have a great week, everyone.